Welcome, and thank you for joining our presentation on 5 tips to make your Facebook page appetizing by GoDaddy and Clarion Food and Beverage Events. Before we get started with our discussion, we would like to share some housekeeping items to keep in mind. All audience members are on listen-only mode, which means you are muted. We will be monitoring the audience engagement on the dashboard and do encourage you to use the question panel to ask speaker questions throughout the presentation. There will be time for Q&A at the end of the presentation as well. Please note, this webinar is being recorded and will be available online in the coming week. In today's webinar, you'll hear from Alyssa Campbell, Senior Event Marketing Specialist of GoDaddy. Now, without further delay, let me introduce Alyssa Campbell.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. I'm so excited to be here with you all and share some of the top 5 tips I've got for your Facebook page. With Facebook, users are scrolling through their news feed, and it can take a lot to grab their attention. With nearly 75% of Facebook users making decisions on which businesses to visit based on these photos or captions or comments that they see in their newsfeed, establishing your Facebook page will not only just give you this opportunity to bring in new customers, but you'll also help really strengthen your relationships with current customers. I just wanted, before we get started into today's agenda, share that I'm here to help you, to answer any of your questions. If you've got, something that I'm not explaining the way that you need to hear it, or you've got a little further question and to dive a little deeper into the topics I'm going to touch on, please feel free to drop those in the chat and ask away. We will try to get to as many questions as possible at the end of this webinar. But I'm here for you. This is your time as well. And I'm just going to be going over some of these awesome topics that I've put together for you. We have a stacked agenda. Before I get into this, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm going to be here talking with you for the next hour or so. As Brittany said earlier, my name is Alyssa Campbell, and I've been in the social media marketing industry for the last 5 years or so. And when I came to GoDaddy 2.5 years ago, I was directly responsible for managing the day-to-day social media content, the promotional content, graphic design, and branding initiatives for our customer base. And I came over to the marketing team earlier this year, and I'm really just excited to share some strategies that I've picked up along the way to help small local businesses and entrepreneurs, maybe like yourselves, just make the most out of their social media and online reputation with various topics. So let's get into what we're going to talk about a little bit today. We're going to go over some really great tips for photos for your products. Sometimes you're the photographer and you've got to be the one to take those photos yourself. It's totally understandable. A lot of people are doing it, especially with today's, phones and technologies. We've got really great cameras in our hands. But I'm going to go through some really good practices for capturing the right photo and for sharing it on Facebook. And then also go over how to request and share those customer testimonials. People have a great experience and we want them to advocate on your behalf. So I'll go over some ways to do that. And then using your customers who've taken photos at your business, at your establishment, and how you can use those and leverage them on your own Facebook page. And then we'll get into how to engage with your audience, get those comments, likes, shares, even ask questions on your Facebook page, because that's really good for your social media in general, but also just for that branding and that connection and relationship bonding and building as well. And then we'll wrap it all up with how to tell your story of who your business is, what you bring to the table, and be authentic in sharing some behind the scenes with your company, with your employees, and what you're bringing, what products and services you offer as well. Okay, so let's just dive into some of those photo tips I promised you. Facebook is a great platform for showing off, like I said, all the incredible photos and products of services and things like that that you offer. You can post photos of your daily specials and your customer favorites, or you can mix it up by showing off your team and that what they're doing in action and any exciting news that you've got coming up. You can also add in your own great features and unique elements. Before we get into some of these photos, we're talking about Facebook here today. And I wanted to give you a little bit of insight into the platform and who you're connecting with and why it might be one of the top platforms to be on in the online digital marketing realm. So with over 2.7 billion monthly active users as of the second quarter of 2020, Facebook is the biggest social network worldwide. And when creating an effective Facebook marketing strategy, brands must first understand who is on the platform and how they're using it. You want to make sure that that audience you're trying to reach is there and is present. And I just want to point out that with 2.7 billion monthly active users, your audience is likely on Facebook. Is it the largest audience? Maybe not, but they are likely there. They're likely present. But I did want to go over this age range, which is the largest demographic for 25 to 34-year-olds. And you know, for those of you who are thinking just in terms of Gen Z, millennial, these are millennials, and that's like largely who's out there spending money, who's you know, hitting the restaurants, hitting the bars, is this age group right here. So you're probably also wondering when the best time to post on Facebook is, and I get this question a lot. You know, how often should I be posting? When should I be posting? We're talking about engagement a lot today, which are the likes, comments, shares, interacting with your audience. So the best time or day to post for that engagement is between 10 and 11 a.m. on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So this is a great start, I think. You know, if your capacity isn't, you're not able to hit 3 times a week, that's all right. You don't have to. I think it's a good initiative and effort to do once a week. Twice a week is even good. But if you have the time and you put a plan together, a schedule together to do 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 11 a.m., this is where you'll see the best results. So now that we've gone over a little bit of fun facts about Facebook, now more than ever, it's important for your business to hone in on their online presence. And as the most used social media platform in the world, it seems to reason that Facebook should be near the top of your list if you're not already on it, right? But if you aren't, we're going to be going over like some really good things and how to set you up. So connecting with potential customers on social media by posting creative content that's engaging, authentic, and user-friendly, and even by being responsive with that, like, you know, we're talking about engagement today, responding to those comments and getting to know your customers online. That's how you listen to your customers' needs and feedback as well. So make those potential customers want to visit your business and show off what you're all about by, you know, before you even bring them through your doors. Especially with this last year, the digital realm was more important than ever. A lot of people are seeing businesses and ordering online, not even walking through the doors. So Facebook can essentially be your virtual front door. Happy Chicks here has a great platform set up. They've got a product photo as their cover photo with their logo as their profile picture. And they've included a brief description of what their business is and included their website, phone number, price range, an email that you can contact, their business hours, and you can view the menu right from here. You can also get directions with the convenient map. So having all of this information filled out is absolutely important. Anyone that's kind of researching your business or looking for you, interested in product photos or menu items, you want to have this profile completely set up. That is going to optimize your page and bring in those customers. So I spoke briefly about a schedule. right? You're busy running your business, you're entrepreneurs, you've got to manage employees, finances, payroll, ordering products, stocking supplies. There's a lot to do when it comes to running a business. And you're probably here because you need to make some time for a little bit of marketing efforts. Facebook is a relatively easy outlet to do that. Everyone's on it. You're probably on it personally. So it seems like a really great way to kind of get started, or put a little bit more time into this. So I definitely suggest holding yourself, number one, holding yourself accountable. That's what calendars help me do. It's like, okay, I've got something planned. I put it on my schedule. When it comes up, I do it. And that just holds me accountable. So putting together a calendar for yourself can also just, set aside designated time to put this effort in. And when creating your social media posts, you want to think about like what the intention behind the post is. Are you trying to connect with your audience? Do you want them to take a specific action after reading your post? Or are you just trying to share a product or service? And understanding the purpose behind your content is definitely that first step in choosing a photo, or graphic, whatever it is, to engage your audience. And a good way to connect with your audience is to add some kind of value to their day. So when you're putting together content strategy, talk about your business. Get personal. We're going to go into telling your story and be authentic a little later. So don't be afraid to really share that story. Highlight a product or service. Share a recent testimonial from a happy customer. We're going into a lot of these today, so definitely take advantage of this. And if you've got a special or discount going on, we just had Father's Day. If you had a cool Father's Day special, share that on social media, especially Facebook. But it's definitely helpful to plan this out, like I said. So and especially when it comes to gathering photos. A lot of time I hear, I'm busy running a business. I don't have time to take these photos, and I definitely can't hire a professional photographer all the time to come out here and do this. But if you do have 30 minutes a month, you can definitely think about what you want to post. And then when you schedule that into your day, into your month or week, you can stay on track, and it'll help you gather the right photos. So speaking of those photo tips, your photos definitely give your audience information. They provide a laugh or even share inspiration. And the wrong photos can also cause confusion, misinformation, and dissatisfaction. So it is important to learn how to take product photos that truly showcase just how amazing your stuff is. So I just want to give you some quick tips for capturing the right photos. You can take more. I definitely think you should take more shots than you think you need. You can use different angles and different positions just so that you have plenty of options when you're editing your images, just to see what works best for your website or for your Facebook page or your storefront. Sometimes you can crop an image and one may have better lighting when you put it up on your computer or your phone than another. So when you're in the middle of it, take lots of options, get lots of angles. Another is to use a background that won't really distract from the product that you're trying to highlight. You're definitely better off with a solid color to leave the focus on one thing, which is that product. And then make smart lighting choices. So you want every image to look just as crisp as the last one that you took. And bright natural lighting or even studio lights are best. And you don't have to have an entire studio set up to achieve good studio lighting. They've got really simple, affordable options online on Amazon or something like that you can purchase at a low cost that will really step up your photo game. And then also avoid the urge to put too many products in a single shot. The last thing you want is for your potential buyers to get overwhelmed by the number of things they're looking at, the distractions or products in an image. Just focus on what you're there to take a photo of, move on to the next one. And if you need to use multiple photos in a post, that's totally okay as well. I did want to give you a pro tip from someone who has organized small businesses photos before. It's like, well, yeah, we did take the time to take all of these photos and they're just a mess and a bunch of folders and they're uploaded by date, but we have no idea where they are. I know we have some images of this specific item, but it's in these thousands of photos somewhere. If this is also you, I just want to give you a pro tip in how to save and organize your folders and photos for later use, especially when you're putting together these plans. Label the images. Use a brief description like pizza 1, employee 15, outside 7, and then 8, 9, 10, whatever, so on and so forth. That way you can search using keywords, like if I'm looking for a photo of a pizza or a beer or outside, things like that. It's much easier to find them, and you can segment your folders based on what you're looking for, not necessarily date. You can include by year. This is, 2019, 2020, 2021, and then segment them according to how you typically look for photos when creating content. So if you start off organized, it will be much easier to search and find the right photo that you need later on down the line. And our next topic is going to be customer testimonials. So customer advocates are your key to more regular customers and as a result, more revenue, right? And I mean, that's why we're here. We're running a business. We do need to make money. So people are more likely to purchase a service or product based on a recommendation more than they see an ad or, some kind of advertisement. And they don't, necessarily want to have to do the research themselves. They're often asking friends or family members, like, what do you recommend? And 92% of people trust recommendations from friends or family over any other type of advertising. So especially now, customers have their ear to the ground and they are listening and watching to see what these companies are doing, how they're treating their employees and users. And it's critical that you have brand ambassadors on your side telling others why purchasing from your business is a good choice. So I'm curious. I would love to know if you knew that 9 out of 10 consumers read online reviews before making a buying decision. I didn't until I was like looking into this online reputation situation. I was a little bit shocked by that. And you will be giving yourself a leg up on all other businesses in your area by having Facebook reviews or recommendations set up. I know there is an option. It's probably pretty tempting to turn those off, especially if you've gotten a negative review. They happen, it's out there. But I highly recommend leaving those turned on and encouraging the positive reviews itself. It's also important to engage with them and respond to them. Like I said, good, bad, ugly, neutral, indifferent, whatever the case may be. So I did want to know how many of you are out there responding to these reviews. They come in, someone leaves some great feedback. We've got this excellent customer review from Nick over here. And how many of you would respond to this? You see this on your Facebook page, they've given a nice compliment, and you either say something or you leave it there. You don't really touch it. Let me know. So if you want to let those reading these reviews know that you're listening, it also shows that you care as well. So I'm going to go into responding to these reviews a little bit while you're answering our question. There we go. So you will inevitably receive negative reviews, and that's okay. Responding to them in a kind way can show those reading them for the first time that you're willing to change their experience. And I'll talk a little bit about this negative review in just a second. But what your potential customers want to see first and foremost are the positive reviews from happy customers. I'm sure you're aware of this. And we've got this lovely review, quick, simple, short, to the point from Heather. She says, the fresh juice is the best. And 38 Juice and Eatery responded, that's the truth, Heather, only the best for the best. Hope to see you back in. Thank you so much for the recommendation. signed Leslie G. Owner. Short, to the point. She addresses the reviewer by name, includes a little bit of information. We don't get a lot of information in this review, but she does say only the best for the best, which is directly talking about this review. So including a piece of information from the review welcomes Heather back and thanks her for the kind words. And then signs who's talking to Heather here. It's Leslie. So I know it can seem, kind of like you're writing an email or a letter, but you do want to let them know who they're speaking to when you're responding to this review. It's a great effort to put in here. So I promised we would go over this negative review. It's in those responses, you're going to inevitably get this negative feedback. It's okay, but in these responses, there are a few outlets that we can take. Let's go over what this talks about first. Marwa says that she bought a coffee to go, waited 40 minutes, never got the food. She asked for a refund, and they apparently didn't seem fazed by it. No apology. She didn't really feel like she saw any customer service skills. And then was talking about this sanitizing near the food. So she says train your workers some basic skills and doesn't recommend. It sounds a little harsh. She's obviously upset she waited too long, and that's typically not acceptable behavior, right, for any business. I'm sure you all, unless you're a sit down restaurant type, 40 minutes is probably pretty standard, but this is a coffee and crepe to go. So Vival Crepes and Coffee says timely quality service is something you should always count on here. So first and foremost, they're talking about how their standard approach to service should always happen. They say, we're not sure what the holdup with your food was, but we're very sorry that you never got your food and that you waited for a while. They apologize. They realized there was something wrong with the situation and that they needed to publicly apologize for this. Maybe they already did it in store, but Marwa then, maybe she complained in store too, but now she's online sharing this review as well. So we want to show that we have also taken the initiative to apologize to those who are maybe seeing this Facebook page for the first time, interested in, again, getting a coffee and crepe. They said, while we will be looking into this further, we are glad that we were able to refund you. So they hit on the fact that we're gonna take a little look into what's going on, but they're reiterating the fact that they refunded because they knew that they were in the wrong here. They also said, we're confident that we can do better, and we sincerely hope you'll consider giving us another chance. So this is saying, we'd love to change your experience, even if that means this person isn't going to, this was in 2020, and I recently pulled this review, so it didn't come down, which is okay. You're not always going to get people that want to take the review down. They leave it up there because that was indeed their experience. But what people are coming to your page, they see this response, they're like, okay, Vival tried to make it right. They refunded it. They welcomed her back. They hope that she did come back indeed and maybe had a better experience the second time around. So, excellent review response. Highly recommend you are responding to all of these positive, neutral, negative reviews, and that you're giving a thoughtful, personalized, and genuine response in each of them. So once you've received reviews, you'll now need to share those positive ones, this positive praise, especially on Facebook. Reviews, like I said, they provide that ever important social proof or evidence that other people have entrusted your business and have been satisfied with the results. 91% of 18 to 34-year-olds trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. And that is about the same age demographic of the largest group on Facebook. So, if those reviews or recommendations are off, highly recommend turning them back on, responding to those reviews, and then sharing some positive praise, including that in your social calendar. So when in doubt about a product or company, most people will turn to these reviews. So you don't necessarily have to leave them on your sites. Yes, they are in the tab on your Facebook page, or maybe they're in Google or somewhere like that as well. But sharing them to your timeline, other people's feeds, It's just a great way to do it's kind of considered word of mouth marketing. It's just on a different platform. So share them in a visually appealing way. This is just really on brand. Here we have Alice that posted on Google, and Paradise Smoothie Juice Bar that shared it on their Facebook page. Also, just a lovely short and sweet response. I just want to call that out as well. So I hope you're also doing this or taking advantage of this. And if you're not, that you are now more in tune with the fact that this is an easy social content. You don't have to do a whole lot here. Creating a simple background like this with some words on it is pretty simple, especially with all of those free products out there, online products out there to help you create content. But they just share something short and sweet in the caption. It says, sometimes you only need one word to describe our delicious, yummy. Okay, so let's move on to user-generated content. I feel like this is a really great segue because we were just talking about how, customer advocates are kind of like word of mouth marketing, and user-generated content, or UGC, is also kind of like customer advocates and word of mouth marketing, because you're using real life people and their experiences and their photos on your own page. So anywhere from pizza and coffee to haircuts and health supplements, just real images speak louder than a product or service menu. And you want to set up a spot to snap photos or videos of happy customers so that they can have like a great way to take content on their own and share it to their own page. You can also create a branded hashtag to get your customers to share their own photos with you, which we're going to talk about. Whatever the case may be, user-generated content is just another key ingredient for your Facebook strategy. So you don't need to spend a fortune to invest in professional photography on a regular basis. An initial photo session might be a great idea just to get those really great, outside images of your business, or professional photos for a menu, things like that. Display items, maybe if you're going to do a billboard, just to have those professional photos is good. And so your initial photo session might be a good idea, but you'll want to regularly update your content and share new images. So with today's, like I said, technology, a cell phone can go a long way, and especially your customer cell phones. So give them a reason to interact with your products. Whether it's a wow factor or a picture-worthy moment inside your business, like Irene's here. They have this lovely neon sign set up behind a leafy background, a green background, which is really trendy right now. And lots of customers will take photos under it and share it just because it's a good picture worthy moment. And so you could do something like this, or even do some kind of over the top decorating, like this burger. It's topped. Irene shared a burger without the toppings is like Romeo without Juliet, Nickelback without a photograph, a basic bro without a white claw. You get the picture. And then they shared credit with the camera emoji at ATX and chill. I mean, it's stacked. It's just, like thick and a bit over the top, with the bacon hanging out the side, the cheese melting off. So maybe you have some kind of michelada or fun Bloody Mary drink where they stack all the food on top of it. If you got one menu item or drink item that is picture worthy, it quickly becomes Instagram worthy, and that's how you get your customers to take these photos, and you're constantly getting new ones and great content alone. They can, here's another example here. Let me show this one as well. Okay, this is from Sled Nursery, and you can also utilize what's in your environment to attract business. This love is the question, love is the question, love is the answer mural is right across the street from Sled Nursery. So it's another just great opportunity to work with your environment, get customers to show up, go take a photo. We've got this beautiful succulent image here. And just using things like you can even do a mural yourself, hire someone to come and do it at your business as well on the side of it. We've got lots. I mean, by the way, Austin, Texas. And we've got lots of fun murals around here. Graffiti is a form of art in this area, and something fun like that to your business, making it picture worthy is a great way to get your customers to snap their own photo and share it to their own page. And seeing like real life images, results, they typically spark engagement. So get connected with potential customers through your current customers. The whole point here is to build credibility, and if done correctly, you'll ultimately drive those leads down the marketing funnel. This example here is from Scoop RVA. They have shared at Brina Eats photo of the cannoli ice cream. It's a new flavor. They talk about how it was the winning flavor from their March Madness tournament that they did. And they're talking about the flavor of the ice cream itself. And they say, come and try it. Let us know what you think. Lots of good reactions, likes, and comments here. And Brina Eats, who shared this photo, she said, delicious, thanks for sharing. And Scoop RVA said, thanks for taking the picture. Did you like the flavor? Obviously, she thought it was delicious, but they engaged with her. They commented again. They saw her photo. They tagged her in it as well. And then she commented and they commented back. So your followers are definitely extremely important to your social media strategy, and you want to treat them well. Answer questions, give recognition, and show your human side. Users know that there's someone sitting behind the screen, so definitely don't be afraid to open up and to engage with them. I know that it makes me feel really special when a business comments on my page or asks to you. I mean, first of all, I rarely get asked by businesses if they can post my content because I'm more of just a personal poster myself, but I follow a lot of businesses. And anytime I do something that's tagging a business or something along the lines of using a hashtag or something like that, it definitely makes me feel special. And so I highly encourage all of you to be commenting on if someone's commenting on your page, replying to it, answering a question, liking it, sharing the photo that someone else just shares, and things like that, because they do know that there's someone behind it, and it does make them special. If they're following you, they want to be engaged with you in your business. Okay, I talked a little bit about hashtags. So let me go into a little bit about what this is and how you can leverage it for your business. So a branded hashtag is essentially anything that has to do with your business name. Here they have Hey Cupcake. Hey Cupcake is the actual name of the business. Therefore, it is a branded hashtag. So if your business is named, the spaghetti truck or coffee shop and creperie, that if you use those terms, that is a branded hashtag. Other hashtags like cupcakes, bakery, food truck, those are more just about the business itself, but they aren't branded for you, to use for you. And then they've also got local hashtags, small business, shop local, support small business, hashtag ATX, hashtag Austin TX, and hashtag Austin. Those are local hashtags. So anyone that's searching shop local on Instagram, this image would pop up. It is a great way to expand your social reach. You can also do this on Facebook. Instagram is the more common one, I think, that it's really associated with, and Twitter. But they also have this on Facebook. And I have a video I'm going to show you of what this looks like as well. But I just wanted to share that having a branded hashtag for your company is a great way to promote and for your customers to tag the company directly. And many times, we talked about how your branded hashtag is essentially your company name. You can even add a keyword in there as well. And you can create a hashtag that's just unique to you, to your brand, and that your loyal fans can use to talk about your business, share their own photos. Like I said, this Hey Cupcake is a great example. It's short, simple. It says Hey Cupcake. That is an excellent branded hashtag. This is also a user-generated photo. They gave a attribution to Eileen Herrera and shared it on their own page. So an excellent example in general. Okay, let's talk about this video really quick. I told you I was going to show you a video. I am I, yep. Let's see if this works. We may have an issue. I may not be able to show it. Darn. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's wanting me to, let's see. I don't know. Maybe I can try and pull it up in a different way because this was downloaded. I'm gonna see. Can you see my screen here? Let's see. I hope you can all see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so I'm just going to show it this way really quick for you. This is Hey Cupcakes. We're clicking, if you can see the mouse, we're clicking on the hashtag itself and we're brought to this feed page that has this was for May the 4th be with you, a bunch of cupcakes that they did, some birthday parties, examples, and things like that, where customers have used the hashtag Hey Cupcake. Here's an excellent outside photo that maybe they don't have, that's a little more eclectic. But it's a great way to get content when your customers are purchasing from you, like I said, with those maybe May the 4th be with you examples. And then now you have this lovely set of images that you wouldn't have had previously. I'm just going to show it again so you can kind of see from it. Hey Cupcake uses this hashtag as well, so you'll see some of their content sprinkled in here. But then they can take this May the 4th be with you example and share it. It got 24 likes and reactions and a few shares itself. So that is just a great way to leverage your customers' content and use it for your own game, right? Okay, so let's get back to this. And we have another video. Let's see. We're going to try and do this one more time. If you'll just give me a couple seconds. Okay. Here we have another example. This is of a salon and spa, but I showed it because it's a great way to get your customers to participate with a hashtag here. I'm just pausing briefly so you can see kind of what I'm talking about. Once you have a hashtag that you want to use to get your customers to engage with you, you got to spread some kind of awareness here. And here, this salon chose to do a selfie contest, and they did hashtag Headspace selfie contest. And they said once a month they're going to pick a winner at random to receive a free product of their choice. So what they did was they shared the hashtag in this post and said, engage with us and use this hashtag as well. You can click on it and the same thing for Facebook. Click on it and see the top, the recent, everyone who's engaged there. You can see the user itself as well. And here's an example of the winning post that they did. They said this is our first official winner. They shared the outlines of the contest again, post a selfie, tag and follow. We'll be giving away free products, and we've got lots of good engagement and excitement on this as well. So if you're wondering how to spread awareness, you can even get decals created. You can put them on your front door or by your checkout where people check out. You can put them on the tables, things like that as well, and just spread awareness of it in general. And then you can also open a contest and do like share your meal with us for a chance to win a free dessert or something like that. Whatever it is that you typically try and do when you do some kind of promotion, that's a great way to do it to spread awareness of a hashtag as well. Okay, I think that's all we have for videos. We'll see. We'll try that again, but I guess we got a good workaround going. So, okay, so many of your followers are loyal fans who love your business, love your products, and are already posting about you on their personal social media pages. So their content definitely creates a great opportunity for you to share your endorsement and on your page, or their endorsement on your page, and encourage new customers to just check you out. You can share their photos and posts to your Facebook page, and just make sure that you're tagging the user and thanking for them for the post. I shared all of the examples I shared with you. These businesses have done a great job of tagging the user that was the original poster, and doing that in their post themselves. You can also just DM the customer and say like, hey, I just wanted to check and see if we can use this content. You can comment on it as well, as long as you get that approval, and then and also giving them some kind of credit. That's definitely the way to go, because you don't want to run into an issue where there is a professional photographer out there who is making money by taking these photos and you've gone and used it for your own personal gain. So definitely always ask for permission and give credit to the customer when and where it's needed. Okay, and engaging with your audience and asking questions. So we've talked a lot about engagement today and the importance of it. And this is a great way to just connect with your customers on social media and being responsive in your comments and on the posts and things like that. And so since people value brands that are responsive to this feedback, it's a great way to build those relationships, especially with your fan base, right? Those who are interested in seeing your business and interacting with it on a regular basis. And today's customers want to buy from brands that they trust. If you can win your customers' trust and please them, delight them on a regular basis, you're well on your way to cultivating a base of actively engaged customers. These are the people who feel some kind of emotional, rational attachment to a brand, and they're likely to become self-appointed brand ambassadors, or those customer advocates we've talked about, and even repeat customers. All right, we've got some good examples for you here today. Over 60% of millennials say they'll become loyal to a business if a brand engages with them online. I mentioned millennials because we talked about that largest customer demographic. So I threw in a couple of millennial facts for you. 60% of this largest demographic of 2.7 billion monthly active users on Facebook say that they will become loyal to a business, meaning they'll come back again and again, they'll recommend them to other people, and so on and so forth, if that business or brand is engaging with them online. And Facebook is one of the easiest places to do that, right? That's why we're learning a little bit more, diving a little bit more into Facebook. We're trying to make it appetizing, where people want to come in, and 60% of that largest demographic wants you to engage. And it can be as simple as what we've got here with Blue Owl Brewing. They talked about the release of their Strawbatchy Rhubarb limited smoothie beer. And they like, limited smoothie beer, you ask? And they describe, to go on, what it is. It's, say, a tasting room exclusive. If you've already tried our new smoothie beer, comment below and let us know what you think. We've got a few reactions and comments and some hashtags here. Love it. But here is where I wanted to highlight the most. We've got Laura Jorgensen. She said, it's so good. So she's commenting because she has tried it and she's letting us know. She's following directions. That was, kind of like a call to action to get people to take an action or engage with the post itself. But then we've also got Lenore here, who's asked where she could buy it. And Blue Owl Brewing stepped in and said, this is only available at our tasting room, on site, and to go. They did a little cheers emoji. So, if a customer is coming in and asking a question, you're not just going to leave them hanging, right? And this is an opportunity to bring someone who's a friend of someone who's already been here into your business as well. So connecting with those customers, engaging with them, acknowledging a comment as simple as this can really influence whether they might want to come back. And it can show any new millennial visitors to your page just how much you love your customers. So they're likely to follow and engage with you as well. and creating a conversation. We've got your Facebook page. First of all, this is one of my favorite examples. That's why I'm sitting here smiling. How adorable is this photo? We've talked a lot about photos, and it's so adorable. The Yard Bar is a place where you can drink beer and bring your dog and hang out. And they've got this cute little mascot here who just turned 12. And he's apparently already had 3 pieces of bacon, and it's just adorable. It's a great photo. People want to engage with it. They think it's cute. We've got lots of heart reactions and likes and a few comments as well. But they have some additional comments because they asked, how do you spoil your pup on their birthday? So we've got Madison who said, my wife's got her, will get her first birthday party at the Yard Bar. And Mikey said we went to the Yard Bar for the first time for his birthday. And then Gian asked, he's the doggy in the logo, and Yard Bar says the simple message, he sure is. So it's a question, and you wouldn't ignore that question, right? It's easy to engage with comments and questions like this on your Facebook page. They've liked or hearted all of these, and it's just good engagement. You can initiate a question to increase your engagement. I highly recommend doing that. We saw it in the last example. We see it in this example as well. You can ask questions like, what dish would you like to see on our menu? What's your all-time favorite memory at our business? Or we're sharing some secret tips for cooking in the kitchen. Which one do you want us to share first? Asking questions is just a great way to get your customers talking and engaging with you online. So when you're putting that plan together, definitely include some questions just to get them in. We call them engagement posts, to simply boost engagement, to get that Facebook post out in front of your customers a little bit better because of that Facebook algorithm out there, and increasing organic engagement will definitely do that. And so let's talk about a little bit about being the expert. So interacting with your business, I talked about is crucial. It can actually even bring you in with the engagement and interacting with your audience on Facebook can bring you more money than the number of followers you have. So I have a lot of people concerned about my follower count and things like that, but I'm here to tell you that who your followers are, and if you're engaging with them and talking to them, that can actually bring in more revenue and more return on investment in your time and your efforts you spend on Facebook than just the number of followers you have. So focus on engaging with your true fans and converting them into business leads and prospects, and ultimately sales. And the goal here is to be recognized as a member of the community. So post when your audience is most likely to engage with you. Comment on your followers' posts and reply to those comments when they leave on your post. We've talked a little bit about the best time to post for engagement: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's a great start. And then comment on that engagement. Comment on your followers' posts, and then definitely respond to their questions and like their comments on yours as well. And if a customer even poses a question that they have that could be relevant to other customers, you can answer it in a video or even just a general social media post, kind of like a frequently asked question. And this can make your customer feel like they're part of your content, that they're part of your brand, that they're important, even by quoting a testimonial or mentioning them in this video, or even conducting an interview with them. You're adding that sense of being a part of this brand and of the content in general. And not only do your customers see that you're willing to actively engage when and where they need it, but they'll continue to turn to you, who are the experts, time and time again. So be that go-to expert. Engaging with your audience is definitely super important. And we shared a little bit earlier about telling your story and being authentic. So, behind the scenes information in general. And I'm going to touch on a little bit more on millennials again, because it is that biggest demographic. And a lot of people are out there spending money. They're, 18, 20 to their mid 30s right now. And authenticity is extremely important to millennials. Your restaurant can connect with millennials on social media by being uniquely you. In fact, 90% of them say that authenticity is important to them when deciding which brands to support. And this means that your voice can be more conversational and genuine. Some content can be less polished and professional, more real and true to life. So let's go into what some of these might look like. I love this example as well. Second favorite, dog is a favorite. This is the second favorite. Behind the scenes of your restaurant, there is definitely an incredible team working hard to make everything that it is. And sharing photos of those friendly faces on your Facebook page is wanted, appreciated. It makes them feel appreciated. It shows your customer who's behind the scenes working on serving up their best. And one of the best things about being a local business is that your team and community have the opportunity to get to know each other. And posting about your team not only lets your customers get to know the wonderful people at your business and so that they recognize the faces that they see when they come to visit, but it also shows just how deeply you care about your employees. Here is the example from Haley Cakes and Cookies. By the way, if you're ever in Austin, pick yourself up some cookies. They are delicious. You can also order them online. I know that because it is in their Instagram profile, and I use them in my examples a lot because they do a great job on their social media, user generated content, their profile set up, links, hashtags, great examples. So go check them out. But they talk about how they had a crawfish boil wedding shower that they served up some cookies for, and their resident Louisianan, Heather, decorated the cookies because she's an expert in all things. It looks like a crawfish, and they're laughing and heart emojis as well. So they said swipe to see a pic of what the cookies saw while they were being decorated. And it is Heather wearing a crawfish headband because what Louisianan doesn't have a crawfish headband? My husband is from Louisiana. He doesn't have a crawfish headband, but I showed him this post and he definitely fell in love with the cookies in general. So, and he's had her cookies as well. So he knows the flavor of them is on point. But we've just seen some really good engagement from this. We've got 376 hearts and likes, 5 comments, and 10 shares. It's great content. It's hilarious. It's showing what's real and happening behind the scenes. We've, got lots of good comments. Here's just some examples of what some of those comments look like. Tagging people in it, tagging friends. This is reaching your followers, but it's also reaching their followers as well and their friends. And so it's just a great way to engage with the community. You can also post about maybe celebrating your employees' anniversaries with your business, giving them shout outs for a job well done or even a special skill, and maybe wishing them a happy birthday. So your team will definitely appreciate it, and your customers will appreciate how well you treat your team. So don't be afraid to share some behind the scenes stuff. It's hilarious, it gets great engagement, and it shows your human side. Okay, back to the yard bar. I'm just gonna pause briefly for a little bit of water. Don't mind me. Feel like I've been talking a lot. We're almost at the end of time, but I got just a couple more things to share with you. Millennials, again, here we are talking about them. I just wanted to hit on this one more time. They want to align themselves with organizations that are making a positive impact on their local communities, on the country, or even the world. And giving back is important to them. It's part of how they chose where they work. Me, I love my company. I love GoDaddy. They are involved with the world, making impacts in local communities as well for local entrepreneurs and businesses like yourself. So I am a part of this statistic here. And 75% of millennials think that it's important that a company gives back to society instead of just making a profit. So here's some examples I'm just going to share. We've got from the Yard Bar. They're just talking about Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. They partnered up with Fox 7 News and Lovable ATX, Austin Humane, Pug Rescues to feature some adoptable pups for Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. And they shared about it. We've got lots of care emojis. They weren't afraid to share something that they're passionate about. part of their business is all about dogs, right? And so it makes sense that they're wanting to get involved with their community and dogs. And then also they just kind of showed, I just wanted to include this really great branded photo of someone at the yard bar and talking. The purpose there is to drink cold beer and dog watch, or bring your dog there as well. So it just shows some, behind the scenes photos of who they are and what they're doing, and being a part of the community in general. And last but not least, offer up a solution from your business in your captions. Think of a problem your customers are having. Here we have from Hotel San Jose. They said, need a little convincing to treat yourself. That's a problem. Because, I mean, we're all kind of guilty of that, right? We're busy, we're running our lives, running our business. We may need a little convincing to treat ourselves. So they thought of that problem. And then how your products and your services can maybe solve that problem. They said, well, first off, you deserve it. Secondly, amen, right? Secondly, you deserve to treat yourself here at Hotel San Jose. From our courtyard king rooms to the lounge, y'all will never want to leave. Not to mention our legendary michelada that will knock your socks off. Don't believe us? Come and try one for yourselves. So then they just do a great job of introducing the problem and talking about what they offer, and then closing it out with a call to action. They say, come and try one for yourself. Link below to book your stay with us. So it's a quick call to action with a link, and solving that problem, bringing up the issue, solving the problem with your product or services, and then welcoming them in to come and try it for themselves. We've got this good little engagement. We've got 5 likes and a comment. Every engagement matters, right? And Hotel San Jose liked this comment. It says, this is the spot I was telling you about. So this person has engaged with the post. They've tagged one of their followers that's probably not already following this business. So they're solving a problem, reaching new audiences, and engaging with their customers as well. And we've reached our time. I am so glad I spent this last hour with you all. I want to give you a little bit of time to ask some questions, but I'm just going to briefly summarize how you should be jumping on one of the biggest social networks worldwide with 2.7 billion monthly active users. You want to share those photos of your product. Gave you some great photo tips. Request and share customer testimonials. Those customer advocates are super important, and you want to receive them, engage with them, and then share them. And then how you can leverage your customers' photos for your own Facebook page, how you can be engaging with that audience, asking questions, getting comments, likes, shares, things like that. And then also telling your story and being authentic, because that is important to the Facebook's largest demographic. And it's also just good to share who you are as business, more than just what your products and services do, but why you're there as well. That's also just really important when telling your story. Okay, now I know we have just a couple minutes to maybe get to some questions.
Thanks so much, Alyssa. We do have a couple questions in the chat. The first one was regarding influencers and the importance of those for Facebook marketing. So do you think that influencers are valuable for Facebook specific marketing?
I do. I think, in general, for social media marketing, having some kind of influencer or customers in general is important, just because like I said, it can be that social proof if that you've had customers come there, experience and try the products, and then share it with their own customers. I follow a lot of people that are like, I was given this product, or I tried it out and I've been testing it for the last week, and I wanted to make sure that I actually liked it before I shared it with you guys. So number one, that makes me feel like they truly did enjoy their experience, and it was more authentic that way. And number two, that this is someone I follow and care about, and their interests and likes, and if they like them, then I want to try new things, right? So I do think it can be important part. It doesn't have to be a big financial part or time investment part, but something as simple as a hashtag or a sign at your business to get those those influencers out there or to your restaurant and taking photos and sharing it with them it can be important for sure, part of your strategy.
All right. And then we have another question in the chat regarding following. So when individuals follow your business page, should you follow back on Facebook and or on Instagram in general? I think that was the phrasing.
Yeah, why not? I mean, we talked a little bit about commenting and engaging with their content, right? I do think it is important to vet some of the people that you follow and put on your page. So check out their profiles. Make sure what they're commenting on or what they're sharing on aligns with your brand and your business. A great photo can be posted by someone that may be really far off from your brand values. So following them can give you access to their feed, to their timeline. They show that, it also shows them that you're listening to them and want to be engaged with them, which is your customer. So why not? Definitely make sure you're checking them out. You're a part of, you're listening to who your followers are, what they're doing, what they're interested in, so that you are making sure it aligns a little bit with your brand, especially if someone shares some user-generated content, right? Because it can get kind of critical online these days. So yeah, follow them. I think it's a great idea. Will it necessarily increase your follower count? Maybe, maybe not, but it definitely shows that you're engaging with them and listening to them.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I know we're at max time here, so I just wanted to thank you for the fantastic presentation. We'd like to thank our audience for joining, and thank you to GoDaddy for presenting this session. As a reminder, there will be a recording of this session made available in the coming days, and we just want to thank you again, Alyssa, for speaking.
Yes, thank you. I'm so glad I got to spend this time with you all, answer some of your questions. We've got lots of these going on within the GoDaddy organization, and we would love to help you and your business along this journey.
All right. Well, have a great day, everyone, and thanks for joining.
Thank you.